For those of you that are new to the game, Akali has had many reworks in her past that had infinite resetting dashes that took zero skill, and her Q wasn't even a skill shot. So in honor of 13 years and 4 different reworked versions of Akali, we're going to be taking a look at Akali if she was reverted into her pre-rework state. So let's get into it. This is the evolution of Akali from 2010 until 2021. What's up everyone? This video is sponsored by Facecheck. Facecheck gives you all the information you'll ever need to improve in the game. Facecheck's tag feature allows you to deep dive into every player's strengths and weaknesses. Let's take a look at some of the tags you'll see in a game. You can easily see which players main the champions they're playing, or if they're playing their off role, which ones are good at farming and which ones are slacking, as well as players that have high or low KDAs, win rates, and more. Check out Facecheck and start diving deep into all the knowledge you need to win by clicking the link down in the description below. So obviously, we're going to start off with a clip from, the current Akali we all know and love. These are going to be Akalis all across the world, various skill levels. Some of them are quick with the combos, some of them aren't, but it is so interesting as you look back through the years, just the level of skill that players had back in the day. Like if you are a gold player currently in a 2022, you go back into season 1, season 2, season 3, you would be the best pro player by far. All right, you know what? For 2021, let's use one of my clips instead. It's gonna be me reacting to me. Hello, me. Okay. Gonna be looking to Q. Killed one for free. My ult's not up, so I have to play a little slow. But I'm using my E to kill the Rising, also connect onto the Seraphine. And right now it's just a dream situation, honestly, because they want to go for Zac, but they can't kill Zac in time. So I gotta go for my E, and then this one Q. But then honestly, I know he's dead, so I hit him with a little BM, and then execute for the pentakill. Okay, now we're going into 2020, taking it back a year. So let's see what we got. So Akali, in their current version, has been nerfed 40 times. I'm sorry, 60 something times. She was so incredibly overpowered when she first released, and you guys are gonna see what I'm talking about. I'll tell it as this timeline goes on. This is right after the Gunblade was nerfed, but she still had a lot of options. This is when people still thought that Night Harvester was good on Akali. I think myself included. I was like, wow, all this damage. But Rocket Belt obviously is the best. And gonna look into missing that Q and then jump in. Yeah, honestly, the skill level is it's not about that. It's about showing the different eras, and the Akali going for the Titanic or the Ravenous Hydra. Now we're kicking it back into a year. We're almost at the point where Akali was just hilariously overpowered. She had a Gunblade in this point, and her Q heals. If you look at her energy, when it gets to 80% or more, she actually heals. And this is when I believe Akali's Shroud just could not be revealed by anything. Her Q cost less energy, her Q did more damage, her passive did more damage. The only thing that was worse about Akali back then was her E. And that was a really good redemption by the 2019 Soraka. Shout out to 2019 Soraka. But yeah, as you can see, the Q is going to heal so much, and you just couldn't reveal. Oh, this is actually a really good player. I see the 80 carry is a challenger player currently. Actually, this is a challenger game. Yeah, wow. Happy for him to show that. Oh my gosh, very well played. And yeah, you can just tell the battle power. And we got one more, I believe, from the pretty OP but not completely hyper broken era. This is also an era where Akali didn't need to target her ability, her ultimate. You can just dash in any direction with the first part of it. And now for 2018, I believe this is the year she first got reworked. She could W, and you were invisible under turret. It's yep, that's really a thing. It was really a thing. I went to Riot and I play tested it, and they showed me. He's like, yeah, the guy was like, who made it was like, yeah, what do you think? I was like, yeah, seems pretty fair. Seems, I don't see anything weird about this. Looking back, it was the funniest thing ever, because I think the release version of Akali for her newest rework, from this one you're watching right now, has to be the most overpowered champion to ever exist, but she's so hard to learn that you just never think it. When you first start playing her, you're like, wow, this champion's really hard, she's not even that good. But no, if you manage to passive proc correctly and use your energy correctly and execute correctly, she's so broken. I mean, look, she's just gonna ult. Yeah. You can tell people had no clue what they were doing back then for this. It's just so funny how slow everyone's combos are. 2017 now, this is going back into the version of Akali where I first started making YouTube videos. Actually, no, that's not true. That's the one before this. But you can see, basically, Akali's passive used to be 2 autos. One first auto heals you, second auto makes it so your next auto does like bonus damage. Q was a mark, single target mark that you throw on them, does a little bit of damage, but then you auto attack and proc the mark, and it just blows up. W is pretty much the same, but your W would actually give you a dash, and you can jump over walls with it. It was like a little blink, and you'll see it right here. I'm guessing W over the wall, maybe? Come on. You gotta show me. You're a greedy Akali, Mr. Greedy Akali. Yep, C uses a W, the wrong direction for no good reason. But then, yeah, and then your E was this AoE slash, kind of like Akali's Q is now, because it was what she used to wave clear. Now Akali uses her Q to wave clear. And I would say, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Which version is better? Because I really think that this version of Akali is, it's really fun, but I really enjoy the skill cap, the skill ceiling they call it, and playing the new version of Akali, because you can always get better and better, and this champion really didn't have too much to it. It was fun, so much fun, and I don't see why Riot doesn't make a game mode where you can play these old pre-rework champions. I think it's just laziness, even though every game has proven to, nostalgia is a very big factor for like getting people to play the game, like RuneScape and WoW, having old versions. Either way, oh, and Greedy Stone, this guy used to be an OG Akali YouTuber. I think he quit a few years ago, like several years ago actually. But now we're moving back into the 2016 era. Yep, I believe, yes, this is the version that I first started out doing YouTube on. And when I was new to it, and I didn't know how YouTube worked. So I made just a random video playing the version of Akali after this, like rework Akali gameplay. And it popped off so hard. And I didn't understand it because like I didn't realize that people obviously want to see reworked versions of something. But yeah, basically this version of Akali just had more built-in damage, could throw spells out faster. The W was not nearly as good, but you could throw it into walls. And the most overpowered thing in the world was if you threw an ability into a wall, it wouldn't show. As long as more than half of the wall was in the middle, or half of the ability was in the wall, you could basically have an invisible shroud and you could disappear into thin air. And you could do that and just set up ganks literally wherever you wanted to. It's like having a Teemo invisibility. And I can't even begin to describe to you guys how much I abused that bug. I was actually really worried Riot would ban me for it, but they never did. They just ended up reworking her. I made a bunch of videos on it. But yeah, I mean, this version of Akali did so much damage. Yeah, I mean, you can see it like QR, and your dash only had, you could use it like back to back to back. There's like pretty much no cooldown, and it has a super giant range. It's like 800 something range, I think, and you could use it 3 times, and every time you got a kill or assist, you got more ammo. So you were literally just dashing all over the place, one-shotting people with Q. And yeah, her wave clear wasn't the best, and she got destroyed by lane counters, but like bully lanes. But if you got a decent matchup, or if you knew what you were doing and you just played safe, it was so funny how overpowered this is. Like, also this Akali, oh yes, we are going into the potato era. Let's go. 300 ping kill. But yeah, you could see he goes in. He should be able to one-shot with a Q. Yeah, his Q, you could QER auto like at the same exact time, and it just did so much work. The Gunblade as well going to shoot out. It wasn't instant back then. I think that's something hilarious as well. There has been so many just changes throughout the years, and you can see the map even gets more and more, let's just call it beautiful, even though it's the exact opposite. So obviously, wow, we're getting into the point where you'd build haunting guys back in the day. This is crazy. But yeah, you can see ult has like essentially no cooldown. And I do believe we're at the point where you could use your E. No, maybe not. There was a point in which that mark, this Q mark, you could use your E to proc it. You didn't need to just auto attack. Riot has had so many issues balancing Akali that they've changed her. Like, they have changed her so many times. She has to be up there with Rise with the most updates and reworks ever. So you can see here, gonna be waiting for energy in the shroud, not pressing spacebar to get the better angle, but you know, that's what we love to see. It's the scuffed League of Legends. 20 FPS though, that's never good. Now 2011, almost. Okay, here we go. This is when this has to be. I think this is season 2. This is a season I'm very familiar with. I think this was the season I had the highest rating. It was like top 100. But yeah, as you can see, Akali is going to keep resetting. And there is no escaping because Akali has 3 more dashes ready to go. It's just a 1v5 pentakill. Yeah, and now we go into 2010 for the earliest iteration of Akali. Gonna go for the W. And yeah, as you can see, E is going to proc the Q. It's eventually the same thing. But check out this guy's build. He has the Magi Soul Sealer, if you can see that. But he also has an old item, which is called Sword of the Occult. Basically, it's the AD version of Magi's. It stacks with kills. And he killed him. This is so much nostalgia in one video. This is absolutely amazing. Gonna go ahead and kill that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Guys, I'll leave a link to the original person. Go check him out. This was an amazing video. It was so fun to visit memory lane, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think and what your favorite Akali was, and have a good day. Peace out.